Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Ben.
And welcome to FilmBusters.
Film Bust Us.
Oh shit.
FilmBusters.
Why'd you say oh shit?
Because he said film bust us.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Nah,
I did actually hear it.
Went over your head, son.
I did actually hear it. I heard it, but I didn't even think of the film actually being called Us. So well done with that.
Oh, fuck.
Nice little reference there. This is highly anticipated, this podcast, I believe.
It is.
The people want to hear this. They want to hear this
I think they do. They do. Right, so before we get into our lovely review of Us, we first got to do the quiz. For anyone who has not listened to the podcast before, we do a quiz every episode. I ask Adam and Ben 2 questions. If they get the questions right, they get a point. If they don't, I get the points. So the scores at the moment are Ben on 6, Adam on 2, and me on 2.
Whatever happens here, I'm cruising, mate. I'm still in the lead. But let's do it for the sake of you boys.
Should we go in for the first question?
Yeah, we are.
Tell me what film this tagline is from. Just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome. Deadly silence in the room.
Fuck me.
That's tough. That's definitely not a known, well-known film. Just because you're invited
doesn't mean you're welcome.
I've got one on my mind, but it's going to be wrong.
I think. Oh, go on, Adam.
No, I'm not going to say it's too wrong.
It feels like it should be The Shining. I know it's not, but I haven't got any better idea.
My initial idea was The Shining, but I thought nah.
I know. I don't know why that is.
That is incorrect. So, Adam, do you want to throw one out there?
The only one I could think of is The Hunger Games.
Incorrect. Now, this is actually relevant because it is actually Get Out.
Oh, man. Of course.
Of course it is.
Yeah, but they are welcome. They want them there. They're the whole reason. They are invited because they're welcome.
Did I create the tagline?
You're not. It should be more. You're not invited, but you're welcome.
You're quibbling with Jordan Peele now.
Yeah.
I'm quibbling with the quiz.
I get the point anyway. I'm on 3.
Anyway.
Look at that, Adam. Now you have to do some action, mate.
Should we go straight into the next question?
Yes. Yeah, let's.
In Alien, what real-life animal is used for the xenomorph scream?
An elephant?
Oh, incorrect.
Incorrect.
Come on, Adam.
Oh my god.
Feels like it should be an elephant, man.
A hippo.
That's a good call too. I could believe that as well.
You're both incorrect. It's a baboon.
This is bullshit. You need to get new questions.
That is a lovely fact right there.
That's a good fact.
Yes.
I would have said elephant.
It's a good fact. It's a shit question.
Adam, you're so sore about this. You are lagging now, or lagging behind.
You know the lovely thing is now that one day that's going to pop up and you're going to know that answer.
Yeah.
True. One day he's on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with the Chihuahuas.
And I'll still be annoyed at that whole question. I'll just walk out the game show. I'll be like, "Why are you using these shit questions again?"
I don't want that million.
Yeah. And Danny Boyle will make a film. This is the guy who walked away when he had a chance to win £1 million.
That's a good movie.
I get like PTSD from the experience of this quiz.
And the moment of revelation all comes back to a flashback when Adam was recording this podcast, and people are like, "That's a shit movie." Yeah, well done, Paul. You've advanced very well.
Thank you. So we got Ben on 6, Adam on 2, and me on 4. Beautiful.
Yes. So now you have a chance to catch me up next time round, and Adam has a chance to catch you up next time round. So it's all to play for. Would you have got either the Get Out or the baboon question yourself?
Yeah, because I knew the baboon one.
Bullshit.
Oh, bollocks to it.
Bullshit.
I thought Ben would have got that.
Yeah, it was an elephant. Honestly.
Okay, sorry now, but please imagine that the xenomorph coming out and doing an elephant like noise.
Mate, that's scary. They twist that in the editing. Well, mate, that's a funny sounding elephant. I don't know what elephants you've been listening to. That elephant's drowning and making that noise.
Woody's not going to grow up knowing what the sound of an elephant is if you make that noise to him.
He's got this guy teaching him the sounds that animals are making. It'll be like some Czechoslovakian animal farm. Ridiculous.
Harry Potter spells.
Asparagus.
Asparagus.
That's the other spell.
Right,
that joke wasn't very funny.
It.
Cut that out. I hate that I said that.
I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to keep it in. Right, so we're done with the quiz, and now we're ready for a beautiful segment, which is us reviewing Us reviewing Us. There you go.
Spoilers! Spoilers!
The main event! Here is our featured topic, plus Adam might do a rubbish plot summary.
Are you fucking serious?
Right, so yes, we are reviewing Us. So if you've not seen this film, then you better turn off now. I don't know why you'd be listening to this if you haven't seen it, but you know, if you want us to ruin it, this is a spoiler
Listen to
episode.
that bullshit quiz that you make up.
Well, you're bullshit, Adam. That's a good comeback. Anyway,
You're a child, man.
Adam, would you like to explain the plot?
Yeah. So basically, a girl gets
That's
cloned
weird.
when she's young, but then she actually runs. You find out the whole world has been cloned, and the clones come after their people.
Okay, that is the
Right.
worst ever. That is the worst ever.
That is your worst ever plot summary, man.
I don't know what else to say without actually proper discussing the film.
And you also went straight to the spoiler, straight away. I know we said spoiler, but you went straight to the spoiler as your first line of the plot description.
You didn't even say about it was a nice family going on a trip.
All of that loveliness. Well, listen, for those people who are listening to this, you know what the plot of Us was.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I don't have to
you've
explain
watched it yourself.
That's a nice memory jog. What I did there, it doesn't explain it to you. It just jogs your memory a tad.
Adam's
Even though you probably
description
saw
was
it
appalling.
about a day ago, because it's only been out for a day or two, or maybe
Your
3.
description was appalling.
But you loved it.
Now then, moment of truth.
Let's do the scores.
So, who's going first?
I say you go
Who's going
first.
to reveal their hands? Me?
Yeah, I pick the score. I pick who goes first. You go first. It's part of my
Right.
Yeah,
part of my plot
generally
bit.
the person who explains the plot does get to pick.
Okay. So, I am giving it an 8 out of 10.
I settled on an 8 in the end as well.
Very interesting.
Oh, here we go.
Very interesting.
Now this is going to be interesting.
It is going to be very interesting.
I cannot tell which way you're going to go this time. Don't change it based on what we've just said.
I can't believe you guys.
You've given it a 10.
Or a 2.
I've given it a 9 out of 10.
You've given it a 9. Look at this now.
That suspense
You've
was for nothing. That's not
overcompensated.
really much in it.
You overcompensated because of how much you fucking disliked Get Out and were saying it was rubbish. Now you overcompensated.
It was never rubbish. I just said it was overhyped. It was still a good film,
Yes.
but now it was something else.
Okay.
This was
let's get into
something
it.
new, something refreshing, and it was beautiful.
I'm not sure I still 100% understand
Can I
this
say,
film.
yeah, look, you know, the thing is, right? This film, I kind of feel like, honestly, giving it an 8, I'm bordering between an 8 or a 9. There was no way I was giving it less than an 8.
I feel
There
like
was
I
also
need to
no way I
watch
was
it
giving
again.
it a 10. Exactly. If I could watch it again, then I might reconsider and give it a 9, but I feel like I would need to watch it to make sure that some of the things that appear clever on the surface do hold up to scrutiny and do work.
They might
the
even be
second time round.
cleverer if you look into depth, like the actual foreshadowing or something
Yes.
you pick up on. But yeah, I'm
Yes.
still so unsure that 8 is like, I don't know.
I know. I feel bad giving it an 8, but at the same time, like, I feel like it's been held up. So, like you said, Paul, hyped. It's been big time hype. So everyone was already going in there. Like all of us were going in there super fucking excited before we'd
Yeah,
even
of course.
seen a second of it. So there's almost like this compulsion to come out and go, oh yeah, it really was good, because it was fucking good. And he is brilliant. Jordan Peele is like this great new face of horror. He is doing.
It's
great
really
things
well
for horror.
directed and really well written. That's
It
why.
is well directed,
That's why I
well
knew it
written,
wasn't bad.
It's funny, but you know what? Crucially, it wasn't completely scary. Barely scary at all, to be honest.
I wouldn't
It wasn't
say
really
scary, no.
No. And, well, we get into a bit of the discussion, but it feels like there was a lot. I think it was a case of too many things were thrown in towards the end, and it made it a little bit messy. Whereas
Yeah,
if it's been a little bit tighter, bang. Up
Yeah,
there,
but then again,
classic.
if you watch that, like, it won't all feel all of a sudden. If you watch it again, you can see it. Probably the pacing of the film, you might be able to see it coming off further. Therefore, it doesn't feel like a whole big bang. It's like when you watched Get Out the second time, it didn't feel like it was almost just suddenly this whole spin of the film. Whereas because you see it coming, the stages, and you know what's going to happen because of that character. It doesn't feel so messy. You can actually process what's happening on the film a bit more,
Yeah.
and then you can actually work out exactly what each bit means and where it should go and why that's there.
You see the breadcrumbs along the way
Yeah.
that come to this massive reveal. When I realised it wasn't as good was when it revealed that it wasn't just the family and it was everyone else in the world.
I quite like that more.
Okay, I quite liked it. Do you know why I liked it? Go on, sorry. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought, but then by the end of it, I kind of accepted that and I was happy with it. But that's why it's not 10, because I had that doubt.
Yeah.
But I was sitting in the car this morning and thinking of the little breadcrumbs. I never even thought about, do you know when he was walking on the beach and he saw the guy with his arms out?
Yeah.
I never even
blood
thought,
dropping off it.
wait a minute, that was obviously the guy who had the sign, and he was by the stairs, so he was the first one out, the first one to kill, and he was the first one standing there waiting for everyone else. And I didn't even think of that until driving
he was
to work
standing
this
there waiting
morning.
to hold their hands, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, that was actually quite good. I like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Scissors.
Yeah, that was good.
It's one of those things where watching it a second time, you pick up on these things. But another thing that I thought didn't really bring anything to the plot was the fact that she was one of the tethered. I don't think it brought anything, because at the end of the day, one was crazy and one wasn't. Her being the tethered one did not make any difference.
I think... okay.
Them driving off into the sunset with her still in there. I felt like that was quite good because you knew it wasn't over. You think they've escaped, they think they're riding off into the sunset, but you know that they're not free.
I feel I liked it, and I didn't see that twist coming, but I like it because, like, going into the deeper meaning, which we can discuss in a bit, of the film, I liked that it was sort of like someone who was born, it's, you know, showing people what people would be like if they were born into different backgrounds, and like privilege, what you're born into, what you're entitled into, shaping what you are. It doesn't mean that just because she was born underground that she was always going to be like fucking unable to speak and unable to exist properly. It's just about the environment she was in. So when she came up and the other one went down and it reversed it, it went to show, look, it's just you're a product of your environment.
Very true, yeah.
But the thing that I liked when you saw that it wasn't just their family is because I was like, oh shit, Jordan Peele is not making a film which is a commentary on black people.
I thought that throughout anyway.
Well, I didn't. When you're seeing the black family, like all the way, I'm thinking, with Get Out in the back of your mind as well, you're thinking, all right, so let me see this commentary. What's he saying about black families or privileged black people? Because at first I thought that was the theme. I thought it was this family going to a beach. They got a beach house. He's renting a boat. It's about privileged black people who've forgotten their roots or their community or something, and the other black people from beneath the tunnels were there to sort of represent their past and the suppressed black ethnic groups. But then when you suddenly saw this white family had them as well, I was like, oh shit, I was not expecting that. So it's a broad fucking commentary, which I liked, because then it meant Jordan Peele is making a film with a black family at the centre of it, but it ain't about the fact that they're black. And that's what I fucking loved about that shit.
That's what I loved about it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Who the hell's got a hummingbird?
That was me. I'm going to close my window.
Jesus.
A hummingbird.
You in a fucking zoo, son. Tropicana, Club Tropics.
Drinks are free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just so well written and directed as well, I thought. And just pieced together.
Yeah, there's lots of good stuff in there.
And her performance was...
Yeah, let's talk about their performances, because I thought every member of that family did an amazing job.
All of them are great.
Really good job, yeah.
All of them were great.
Do you know what I've just been told? Do you know the two daughters of the white family? The white guys that got killed when they're doing the Beach Boys?
Yeah.
They are they are twins, and they played Emma in Friends.
Well, la-di-da.
Little snippet of
Emma!
Really good fact.
Yeah.
Everyone will be rushing out to tell their mates that tomorrow.
Well, they will be now.
Adam was.
Yeah, I know, yes. I wasn't being sarcastic.
So what was...
loving that.
Like, there were so many little signs in this film that I didn't really pick up on, and it was only when you come out afterwards and you think about it.
I know.
Like Jacob
truth
said
is-
about her not being able to speak because the way she killed her was to like slit her throat or like choke her to death. So it's obviously damaged her vocal box, and that's why she couldn't speak properly.
Well, she didn't kill her, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So do you reckon this a whole foreshadowing that they came back from the future to attack the past?
The future?
Well, if they're dead,
They're not
This
dead.
guy's good.
well, whether these people from the time the clones were, they
Well, hang on. Okay, wait a minute. Just wait a minute here. And I'm
I
not
getting
saying
this
this as an
completely
attack on you. No. Because I've done some googling around as well. Because that's the thing that's great about this film. It makes you want to analyze it and shit. And I've seen talk of clones, but I don't see them as clones and like future self. I just see them as like mirror identities. Like everyone has this shadow self, like their shadow. It's to show.
It's almost
what
the
you
voice
have
in your
when you're at
head
the
coming
top.
alive.
Yeah,
Such
it's like
kind
the
of thing.
dark side, the repressed side. I don't see them as actual clones.
Did they not say when she was explaining that they created us, she said, and it sounded as if it was some kind of a science experiment from the government or something, that they wanted to control the masses?
But how does that control the masses?
Because they said it's like puppetry, because they're tethered, you know, like when they're in the amusement park and they're all doing the same things. It's
Yeah.
because you can control them that way by like kind of directing them.
Yeah, but how does that control the masses? But
Yeah, but
directing
I don't
who?
know. I don't know. I'm going by what they were saying in the film.
Yeah, well, I see that bit. That doesn't add up to me. But see, this is because I honestly really liked it, but I think there are some things like that which need explanations. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
there's a lot of stuff in there that was. See the boy at the end when he steps back and then his mirror self
Yeah.
steps back into the fire. It's like, why is the boy from the red boy? Let's call them red ones. Why is the red boy stepping back into fire when all the other family members aren't imitating what's going on?
Do you reckon it's because he came like one with his person? I don't know. Because he spent a lot of time bonding with that guy in the cupboard, whereas everyone else spent attacking.
Yeah, maybe.
It's something to do with breaking away from your like being tethered to this life, because like all those people were all stuck in those tunnels, just kind of mimicking the people on the surface world, and like that is their general life. But it's about breaking away from that and doing something for yourself, kind of thing. And obviously that little boy was still in that kind of mold of being in this shadow self of someone.
Oh right, yeah, okay, yes, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's why it's a good one to talk about.
This is what I've been thinking about this film all day, just like playing
Yeah.
it over in my head and keep singing. I got fire
Oh, so
on
much.
it.
It's in
So
my
it's in
Dan
my
played
head.
it about 20 times the other day.
That
On
remix
repeat.
is absolutely brilliant.
The only thing I knew about this film was so Jordan Peele was on the radio and he was speaking about how he used Redbone in Get Out and how it's a normal song you hear on the radio every day.
You love talking about Redbone, don't you?
Well, it's because he said it in it, but it's got the actual melody of the song can be used in any horror film if you change it up and put it in that situation, if you slow it down or whatever. So it's that, normal song you hear in everyday life and making it creepy, which he tries to do about life. It's like your normal everyday life and you spin it in this way and suddenly it's creepy, and that's what he did with that. And it just works so well, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did. It did have that Nightmare on Elm Street kind of vibe to it in that song, the Loonies song.
I even like the score where it was like.
Oh man, there's so much to talk about though. This is the thing, because like
So what is Hands Across America? It's a charity thing, that's all I know.
Hands Across America, from my understanding, was this sort of like movement that was about homeless people. So it was like to raise awareness and say we're all one. But I feel like the reason that it is at play in this is because in 1986 she saw it on the telly. It's one of the last things she saw before she disappeared into the underworld. And so because that was very much at the forefront of her mind, it was something she took down there to the underworld with her. And she was talking about it or showing everyone in the underworld how that worked. So that's why they all felt that's what it was to be human or connected on the surface. I don't know. I don't fully grasp why they needed to do that, but it's definitely emulation based on what she saw.
Okay.
The whole movie is a big statement about the hierarchy. And I don't know whether you took this as well, but the hierarchy in United States, us,
Yeah.
right? So, and that was all about Hands Across America. It's about helping out the poor people and making a statement.
Yeah.
So
But-
that's what I took.
so-
That's the whole film.
So this is the thing that is like both, because I like it that as an idea, as a concept to play with. But I think this is Jordan Peele's thing, and I think this is kind of what Get Out suffered with. It's that he has these good ideas that, in principle, are good. Like that, the idea of that is good, but then the final execution is slightly lacking, because it's like, okay, what do these people want? They came to the surface, and at the end of the movie, we see they're all holding hands, literally across America. So what is that? They gay? Is that what they want? What is that? Is as a purpose?
They just want to be realised and noticed, don't they? And be made like we're human beings. We're just like you.
Yeah.
Because they're shadows of people who live their everyday lives in this lavish sunlight, and they're put in the tunnels, just basically working as their shadow selves. And it's like, why are we the ones doing this? Why isn't you down here? Why are we down here? And that's everyday life. It's the same in modern day life. Of
Yeah,
poor,
true.
the poor and the
we
rich.
want the top. That's true.
It's the same if like everyone has protests now about the poor and the rich. It's like, but what do you want?
Yeah.
You know?
What was this whole Jeremiah thing as well?
That's the Bible. It's a Bible verse, which is just about. I mean, it's fairly basic. It was about when evil comes and you scream for help, I will not listen. That's what
I
that
thought it was going to be
Bible verse
something
is.
along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that generally speaking, as the broad theme is that, isn't it? It's about people who are like, we're doing the same thing as you, but you get to glorify at the top. You're the people at the top of the pyramid, and we're at the bottom. We deserve to be up there. Hence the direct swapping out. And like and I guess there are other things, like just the privilege and entitlement and things that you think you should have.
Yeah.
This film, it's a very confusing film, this. And this is the whole thing. I do feel like I need to watch it again.
I don't think it was confusing. I would definitely want to watch it again, but I wasn't confused. I more want to watch it again because I want to pick up on all the little breadcrumbs throughout.
Yeah. But then again, if I watch it again, I don't know if I think that this film it seems like it's really clever. It's trying to act a lot cleverer than it could be as well.
Yeah, of course. You'll definitely watch it again and think, oh, actually, this doesn't actually work, or
Yeah.
this doesn't actually play properly.
But
Like the whole mimicking people, and it's like, okay, so why aren't you mimicking here? It's like, why are you mimicking down there but not here?
Yeah.
There's all this good stuff in there, like the White Rabbits. Okay, hang on a minute. In recent time, last few days, I've seen that Jordan Peele, and this is something to the detriment of the film, when I've been googling, what's the significance of the rabbits? What's the significance of the golden scissors? He's been like, I feel like white rabbits are kind of creepy, so I put them in. I was like, It's like, scissors are quite a primal weapon, so I put them in. It's like, eh? You're doing all this symbolic shit. You read something else, did you?
Yeah, I read that it was scissors like represents like the two halves, and they're not.
Yeah,
the same,
duality.
Yeah,
I heard him say that thing about duality, but
yeah.
What? And he pushes his fingers into his eyes.
Slipknot. Well done. Yeah, I got that.
No, I don't know anything about Slipknot. Why are they all in red jumpsuits? Why have they all got scissors?
Yeah, so it's true. I was thinking that when they said, well, we make this whole movement, it's like, okay, so where did you get all the clothes from that are exactly the same? Where did you get all the red jumpsuits from? It's just one of those things that...
I mean, I don't like to think about that too much, because you kind of got to let that go a bit. It's like, where did John Kramer get all of those tools to make all of his traps without people noticing and shit? But like, the thing is, it's significant that they all wear the one glove, the scissors, and the red top. So there's the Michael Jackson connection, but on that Michael Jackson t-shirt, he's not wearing one glove, and he's wearing a red jacket, and he ain't got scissors. She has scissors when she's watching that Hands Across America at the beginning of the film. Adam, I think you were in the toilet at this bit. Probably. When she's watching it on the screen right at the beginning of the movie, after the words come up, it cuts to her as a child watching Hands Across America on the TV screen. And
that's actually a very important scene that you missed, Adam.
Yeah, she's cutting out the figures. She's cutting out the figures with scissors. But like, it's kind of... It's like then it became the cult thing for them to do. So what? She was taken away, went under the ground, and she was saying to them what? Like, oh yeah, I use scissors, and I'm wearing a Michael Jackson shirt. Oh, I don't know.
It's just like yeah, it's just like because she was a child, that's all that she's been exposed to in the real world. So it's all she can draw upon, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If that's all you can draw upon in your life, then you've got to make something out of it when you're growing up, because you have nothing else to do. You're just sitting in a tunnel all day.
Yeah.
Hmm?
And what of the White Rabbits? Why are they all in there? What do you think? Other than Jordan Peele thinks they're creepy.
Test subjects.
See, that's what I mean. It's like
them.
that's why I think it's some kind of scientific thing, because why they're all sitting in like lessons in a classroom with rabbits, and what are the rabbits eating?
Yeah, it would certainly make sense why they've got the jumpsuits if they were part of an experiment, though, because then someone would be like, we whack them all in these fucking prisoner jumpsuits.
Mm.
And we'll give them scissors as well, because that won't end badly.
Do you think this is actually a film where they need to explain more? Like, some films don't explain enough, or explain too much, and they could ruin it.
I quite like it. They didn't go too deeply into the experiment.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked that.
If they started going, because we had this massive government experiment, and they started showing all the scientists building these people, I would be like, nah, this is no good. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they were just there, all randomly walking in tunnels, all like pretending to be on roller coasters and stuff, and it's like creepy as fuck.
Yeah, you loved that bit. I can tell, because that's the second time you brought that specific bit up.
Do you know, like Yahya, the guy Yahya
Toure.
That's what I was thinking. Who's Yahya?
Yahya Abdul Mateen II. He played Black Manta in Aquaman. He's the dad of her when she was younger.
Right.
Did such creepy faces, and that's what I loved about it. Like when he turned around and he like did these really creepy smiles and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird. I love it."
Yeah, that was all good. It was good. It was good when you saw them mirroring like the whole roller coaster thing as well. But then again, it doesn't totally stand up, because then how is it that some of them were able to come to the surface?
Yeah, of course. But that's the whole thing about breaking away.
Yes.
It's about being in a routine, like every day. It's like being put to work, and every day you're in a factory doing the same thing, and then one day you don't want to do it anymore, and you stand up and revolt.
Yes, that's true. So do we think then that how to say it? I'm getting confused between how you differentiate between the two people. All right, so
Red family and normal people, probably.
Yeah, okay. So normal.
So they're the Wilsons.
Lupita Nyong'o, right?
Wilson.
Adelaide Wilson.
Yeah.
She is actually from beneath the earth, right? Are we supposed to think that she knows this throughout the film, and every time she looks scared or nervous, it's because she realizes the real person is coming back? Or are we meant to think she doesn't really know it until the end, and then suddenly she gets a memory trigger?
No, I think she knew, and she don't want to go. She don't want to go back, or she don't want vengeance.
She knew all the way through the film.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's a memory trigger.
Yeah, I thought it was a memory trigger when I first watched it.
You tell yourself a lie so much you think it's true, kind of thing.
Yeah, or like because you sort of block out what you did, kind of thing. But I think it could be read both ways. It's probably better if she knows all the way. That makes it a bit nastier. If she knew all the fucking way.
I feel like she did, because she has this kind of like primal rage inside of her that she seems to kind of know about. When she's like, she's almost sounds like an animal when she's killing the people.
Yeah, she makes the weird noises. That's true.
But yeah, Lupita was really good.
She was. I can't read you sometimes. I thought you were going to hate her, and particularly hate her voice.
No, I thought that was brilliant. I thought she did good. And I didn't even know. I feel like the faces she was putting was CGI, because they didn't even look real.
Yeah, I know, but it isn't, is it?
No, that's her.
That's what sticks with me the most is her face in that.
Yeah.
When she's red, that is fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's a creepy image.
See, this is the thing with this film. I thought it's like this film should be up for Oscars.
What Oscar would you give it though? In reality, I'm not saying
Best
not.
actress for her.
Yeah.
Best
I'd take that.
Directing.
I don't think it's the kind of film that would get an Oscar.
Horror films never go up for the big ones.
I feel like this is different though. I feel like
but like Get Out is more subtle. It's subtle thriller. I feel, where this is like full on horror, and it just wouldn't go for an Oscar.
This definitely felt more of a horror.
I think it might have done. I don't know if it's kind of shot itself in the foot by being released now, a month after the Oscars, when you got to wait 11 months for it to come back around again.
But I also don't think he gives a shit.
He doesn't. But I think
he's already won an Oscar, but yeah, I don't think he gives too much of a shit about it.
I think they almost could have done if they really wanted to.
Ultimately, the reason why I'm giving it an 8 and not a 9 is because there are too many things that feel
unknown.
There's too many unknowns, and there's too many things that feel like maybe if I watched it a second
really
or third
good,
time,
or they
it
could
would
be
work.
break the film.
Yeah, well, not
Yeah.
necessarily
Not break
break it,
it,
but
but
be like,
yeah.
I feel like basically it's that final third, the sort of stuff that starts happening in the final third of that movie is what needs to be viewed and looked at again, because if it don't hold up to scrutiny as well, then I'll keep it as an 8 and say it was an 8. But if I look back and I go, oh, actually, that was fucking well done, like I did with Get Out, then I would up it. But it needs a second viewing. I feel it's kind of unfair. It feels almost unfair to be reviewing it on one watch, you know?
That's the beauty of it, though, isn't it?
Well, when we do our end of year wrap up, I'm sure we will return to this, perhaps.
100%.
Having all
We're letting mature like a nice cheese.
Yes, and a nice red wine.
Ooh,
Yes, a vino.
ooh.
What else, Adam?
Camembert.
I thought he was going to say another point, not another cheese.
Oh no, I thought he was going to say another food, but not cheese.
Oh, some bread then. How about that? You happy now?
Bread doesn't mature; it moulds. But so does cheese in many ways, and that's it maturing. So bread and cheese are very similar in that way.
I've got some other points I can throw out.
Yes, many.
Do you know like how the first scene was set in, like, was it 1986 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
felt
remembered
like-
it well because it was my birth.
Yeah, this film felt very much like an 80s feel.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It never really came back to date, did it?
Yeah, the style, it
There
felt
was
like that kind of
there
era.
was a lot of love from Jordan Peele. You can tell you can tell that he grew up on horror films and that he has an appreciation for them. Even everything, not just outlandish horror films like Jaws as well, because
The
you know the
wearing the
scene
Jaws
when
t-shirt.
that, which was blatant, but then the scene where Lupita Nyong'o is on the beach talking to Elizabeth Moss's character, and you know Elizabeth Moss's character is talking about, I could have been an actress if I didn't have kids and all of that stuff, and Lupita Nyong'o's sort of like not listening, and she's sort of scanning the beach. It's just like the scene where Brody is doing that in Jaws, when that guy's talking to him and he's like looking out. But there was a lot of shit like that. There was a lot of little bits like that.
Yeah, but it's all like kind of related. Like Jaws, it's like fear from below kind of thing.
Yeah.
Only below the sand instead.
And I also like that she said about her always talking, and then her doppelganger couldn't actually speak.
I didn't notice.
Yes. Well, none of them spoke apart from Red.
Yeah.
There's more to say.
Do you know what? Yeah, there's so much to pick apart. Like maybe that is something to do with them. Like it's the opposite of them, because he was like the little girl who didn't want to run. She couldn't bother to run, and then but her
the other one
doppelganger,
could run like fuck.
Yeah, she was faster.
Yeah. And the dad who had glasses, when he got knocked down and that other guy picks up the glasses, like I didn't know if that exactly was trying to say, oh, he needs the glasses but he doesn't get them because he hasn't got access to healthcare, or whether it was like he's going to try the glasses on but he doesn't need them because he's the opposite.
I felt
also
like he just suddenly see it in a new light, like he never really thought they needed him before, and now suddenly he's like, oh shit, I do.
Yeah, this is true. I had no idea he was the dude from Black Panther.
Yeah.
I recognise him
Gorilla
from
King.
Persons of Interest.
Yeah.
He was in Persons of Interest as
Persons
well.
of interest. Why don't you marry
He
that
loves
fucking
it,
show,
mate.
son?
It's a good show.
It's like cable TV, Persons of Interest.
Yeah, but it had a lot of there's a lot of people who've been in that show.
You should watch Columbo, son. You should.
One day for you, Benny.
Miss Marple, all of that stuff made for you.
Yeah,
True.
Okay, I got another one. The scene at the end where she was dancing to Five on It was brilliant. It's so creepy.
I got 5 on
When
it.
she was dancing round the classroom tables,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
like it worked so well. It was brilliant.
Yes.
I really like that.
5 on it.
The music was such
Really well
was it?
done.
It's such a good element in this film. It worked so well, and it's really well done.
The best moment was when she said, Alexa, call the police, and it played Fuck the Police.
Oh,
that
that
was
was brilliant.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
Really good. Really, really good. That was like that. See, that's how you know. This is why he's such a good director, because the best horror has humour in it.
And that whole scene was just brilliant after that. And it kicked that in, and
Yes.
then everyone fucking went
Yeah,
mental.
I thought Winston Duke was good. So that's
Yeah, he was good. They were all good. Stop it.
the comedy was perfect. It wasn't too over the top. It was just
No.
really subtle comedy.
Yeah, it was exactly
That was
how it
good.
should be done.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that the little boy's all burnt up,
Yeah.
the other version, is that supposed to be because he's mimicking the one who's on top of the earth, but he hasn't got a lighter, he's got matches, so he's actually been setting fires and burning himself?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been
Yeah,
to do with the
probably.
car crash. When he burnt himself in the car crash, he burnt
Adam,
his face.
this is fascinating, man. You've got this idea in your head that they come from the future, and I'm not ruling it
Yeah.
out. I just want to hear it. Let me
Because
tell me about this shit.
But it's only them two I can really think of. But he could burn himself, so I thought his face got burnt, and it was just a foreshadowing. And she couldn't talk because she got choked.
I mean, I don't think they were meant to be dead. I don't think they were meant to be dead. I think
No.
it's just but then that's why some of that stuff, like, it needs another fucking watch and thinking about. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can't properly review something. It's like, do you know what it'd be like? It's like if we'd just seen Fight Club for the first time 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and now we're gonna lay out everything about it. Now, I'm not comparing this to Fight Club, by the way, but it's like some things need some time
Yeah.
to settle, and this definitely does. I don't think I would watch this again and go, oh, actually it's not as good as I thought, because it fucking entertained. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
It was entertaining as fuck. But I was thinking, okay, let me stack this up against Glass, which I gave a 9, and I was like, right, do I give this the same that I gave Glass? And ultimately, I thought Glass was the better film, because by the end I understood all, and not only I understood all, it was making me think. So it was like, all makes sense, first viewing, great. And not all films need to be like that. I'm a David Lynch fan, for fuck's sake. But because I feel like this film, I should have had a few more answers than I did by the end. And it's
Yeah.
just a little too... that's what I mean. I feel like Jordan
That's why I
Peele
was thinking it
had
could
some
have
good
been
ideas. But
explained better. That's why I felt like it could have done. Obviously, leave you with questions and you make up your own mind. But there is some stuff that could maybe just to make it a bit easier and make everything clearer. That you're not thinking about that bit when they've hitting you with another bit. That he could have done a little bit more explaining. Like, obviously, like, is it an experiment or is it just a cult kind of thing?
yeah, like, what were they born
That's not
under
going to
there?
spoil
Were they
anything. That's
put
not
under there?
opening in. That's not going to ruin the film. That would have been a nice little detail that would have helped you out in the future.
This is all true.
It's very true.
Obviously, make up your mind if you think she was bad the whole time or suddenly remembered. Don't need to know all of that, but
Sometimes that's the beauty of films, though. At the same time, the less you know, sometimes it's more beautiful.
Well, it's a bit like The Shining, actually, because The Shining has a lot of unanswered things. Like, at the end when you see his picture, his face in the picture, what does that mean? Does it mean he's just now become part of the hotel's history, or does it mean that he did exist in that hotel before?
And why was the dog giving the man a blowjob?
Yes. All of these things are true.
they're all important questions that need to be answered before the end of time.
They are indeed.
Yes. We'll never know the answers, so don't pursue it. It's tricky. I would love to have given it a 9. I really wanted to, because I really admire him. I admired the cast. I admired the plot.
It was well acted, it was directed, edited, written, but it still just felt like, yeah.
It was pretty good as a horror film. As a film, I thought it was good. It was pretty good as a horror film, but like when I put that up against Halloween, for me, it's on the level with that last Halloween. I enjoyed that last Halloween a little bit more than I enjoyed Us, and I gave Halloween an
Interesting.
8, so, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But that's me personally. If he'd done this as an 18, then he's got some balls. I think he's restricted by the 15 rating.
Do you reckon they wanted
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
it commercial?
If he did an 18 rated, yeah, of
The
course.
success
like,
of Get Out would almost hamper this film.
This film's made for teens. Let me tell you. He's playing to teens, so he's making it with a view to it appealing to teens.
Who cares about that 3
I
year
don't know
difference?
though. I don't know. I don't think teenagers like it.
Teens will fucking love it, son.
Nah,
Look at
it's too-
film
I think
Twitter at the moment. They're all going nuts for it, and it's made up mainly of teens and early 20 people who are going nuts for it. And see, this is so. Just on a side note, I'm a little pissed off with like the blanket praise that it's getting, because it's almost fucking expected that you have to say this was great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just like people had to say that fucking, what was that piece of shit?
Black Panther.
One. Black Roma. No, not Black Panther. Roma. Just like people had to say that Roma was wonderful, wonderful, because everyone else was saying it. People are more in love with the idea of the film and the films than actually talking about the film. You know,
that's why we're different, guys. We stand up.
I know. We stand up and we actually talk about the films rather than just talk wide in the round about fucking, oh yeah, I went to this screening. I'm going to this screening now, and it was really good. And here's my picture outside of it. Anyway, on to the next film. Now I'm at this film. On to the next film. Now I'm at this film. Talk about the film. Say why you actually liked it, and say why you hated it.
You sound like an English teacher now, Ben.
But that's what it should be. That everyone is a dickhead.
Review the film for 30 marks.
Let's all hold hands. Let's all hold hands and shout that we hate Roma.
Yeah.
Right.
And hopefully people join our hands across the world.
We hate
True.
Roma.
We'll get the glass scissors out.
Not the city, the film.
You want to hear something beautiful?
Yeah. Only if it's truly beautiful.
It's truly beautiful.
What of it then?
So far, in 2019,
Yeah.
Us is our top film.
Oh yeah, because you voted Glass so low.
Yeah.
It's true. But listen, I would not be averse to that. I'd be quite happy with that at this moment in time.
Yeah.
But let's work something else out as well. What would we say is better? Buster Scruggs or Us?
Buster Scruggs for
Buster.
me. It's a better made film.
So, it is in fourth place of all the films that we have watched.
Oh, what were our top three? I see, because Buster Scruggs was in third place. I see, yeah.
3 Billboards, Infinity War, and Buster Scruggs.
No, but hang on. Black Panther got an 8 from us.
Yeah, but Paul gave Black Panther a low rating, didn't he? He gave it like a 7.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Paul fucks up all the scores, man.
And
We're dictated by
Infinity
Paul over
War.
here. We got Infinity War as number 2 because of Paul, and we got Black Panther knocked out the top 3 because of Paul.
I said Upgrade was a better film than
But listen, 3 Billboards is still the number 1 film.
I would agree with that too. If we'd
So
watched
it's
Black
3
Klansman would be at the top.
It would have been, yeah. It 100% would have been, because we would have all voted it high.
Do you know what's also nice is we haven't seen a film lower than a 6 yet between us.
You must
year.
have given Tomb Raider a 3.
No, this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course Tomb Raider got.
Well, you wait till you see Shazam next week, Paul. Ben. You probably hate that thing.
I think I probably will. I think I will. I'm pretty sure I will despise it. It's true. This year we've been much more about it. Last year we watched a lot of shit and a few good films, whereas this year we're watching a good spectrum of stuff.
Indeed.
But you want to know why? Because we haven't hit the summertime yet, and when the summertime comes round, we'll have all the shitty blockbusters.
Summertime.
Definitely.
I don't think that's fair. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah. Can we just go back to the film for a second?
Yeah, go on.
Is Get Out better or worse than this film?
Better.
Worse.
Well, you both chose different. See, I don't know.
You need to give us another viewing.
The thing is, when I came out of Us, I was thinking Get Out is slightly better because I was thinking of some of those key iconic moments, like the guy running at him when he goes out for the cigarette, and the guy freaking out when he takes a picture and all of that.
Yeah.
But again, do you know what the weakest part of Get Out is? The ending, the final 20-25 minutes.
Well,
and it's the same with this.
Too cheesy, making it too good of a round.
No, it's not. It's not cheesy. It's that I feel like there's the hint of an idea there. Like the weakest link in Get Out for me, the 2 weakest links are when you just discover that they're putting these old white people into the black people's body.
Yeah.
Because that's like, oh, that's a bit fucking sci-fi-y. And when you see him literally going into the sunken place, because it's a bit like, oh, that's just weird. Like when she's stirring her teacup, it's a bit corny, and we get that at the end. And same with this movie, it's at the end where you start getting that stuff. Like, you know, the dancing scene that you're talking about. I didn't really care for it because I thought, oh, it thinks it's doing something quite important and symbolic here, but I didn't care for it all that tough.
You don't care for nothing, Ben.
I think it was iconic. I think
No, it
this
certainly
film has
wasn't iconic.
more iconic bits than The Get Out does.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Have you rewatched Get Out, Paul?
I haven't, but
Yeah,
you
give it a
speaking about
rewatch.
speaking about white people going into black people's bodies, it's starting to make me think of why I thought that film was quite average.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I mean. And also
I totally forgot
the white
about those
girl in
bits.
The cast is much better in this. This cast, us probably is better.
At the moment, I've got to say
Marginally.
Get Out is better. You might change it on the second review, like I changed Get Out on the second review.
I
But at the
know.
moment,
I almost feel like I need to not watch it again because part of me almost wants to go see it at the cinema again, but I feel like I need to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and watch it again at home once I've had some time and distance, because I feel like
I've
it's too
already
soon.
pre-ordered it. I've got it pre-ordered already.
See, you know why? I could tell that you enjoyed this film because your enthusiasm before we even started talking about the film on this podcast, and you were
always buy the steelbook.
there were just little cues. Just 1 second there, because I'm going to log into my Letterboxd account for a second, because I would very much like to read Julio's brief review. So Julio said, and this is where he agrees with you, Adam, Get Out is a better movie, mainly because it has something to say, but Us is a lot more fun, maybe because the trailers didn't spoil too many major plot points, which is true. Both movies, however, suffer from ridiculous third acts, and it makes me wonder if Jordan Peele has a bit of problem following through on interesting premises, which is, I would agree with this a little bit. Both of his films have setups that are infinitely more engaging than whatever it is they turn out to be when it's all explained. Lupita Nyong'o is great anyway.
I agree with
I would
that.
agree with that, but I would not rate it as harshly as he has, man. That's a fucking 5 out of 10 he's giving it. 5 out of 10.
Did he rate it 5 out of 10?
Well, you know, on Letterboxd, 2.5 stars,
I know.
2.5 out of 5.
The thing is, I agree with his points as well. But that discrepancy in the plot was what brought that extra point down.
Hang on a minute. Let me just very, very quickly. Third Price. Okay. Let me read the review from our friend Third Price from Twitter. He says, and this one we also agree with in parts, 9 stars he gave it. I hesitate to even try to review this with just one viewing under my belt. Jordan Peele has cemented himself as the most intriguing modern mainstream filmmaker we have. He's fearless, he's challenging, and he refuses to fit in a simple box. He's making movies that you know you have to see more than once, but you happily want to see again. Us is terrifyingly unsettling. It's funny, it's confusing at times, but ultimately refreshing and beautiful to look at. There are shots in here that will stay with you, burn into your brain. Don't go in expecting to be spoon-fed. This movie will be different for every viewer, every time they see it, which should be at least twice.
I agree with that.
And I agree with everything he says as well.
Look at that. Look at us. Look at us.
Look at
Look
us.
at it.
Nobody gets it.
No, even Adam. Adam didn't get it either.
Yeah, but he joined in. He didn't want to be left out.
He said, "Look at it."
Oh yeah, he did do it. Look at it.
Look at it.
That's American Psycho. And eat it.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like we've said all we need to say on it. We very much enjoyed it.
Yes. Shall I wrap this up?
Yeah, you wrap it up in a little bow,
Wrap it
bitch.
up.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening. If you want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us at FilmBusters Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Or you can email us at filmbusters@outlook.com. And we also have our personal Twitter account. I'm at FilmBustersPaul.
I'm at FilmBusters Adam.
And I'm at FilmBusters Ben.
To the E.
Great.
B to the E to the N
Beautiful.
to the N. You got Benny, B-E. We found the Bronx's name is Ben.
Now you know all.
Wait a minute. We haven't done our 3 words. We never done it last time either.
I know, actually, I remembered that the other day. We haven't done it for a few episodes now, you know.
Let's do it just to sign this one off. My word
Okay.
is, are you ready? Creepy.
Confusing.
Intelligent.
I dig that.
I agree with that.
It's creepy, confusing, and intelligent.
Yeah, again, Jordan Peele, you can have that for free.
You can have that
Yes.
one for free. You can stick it up your arse and
It's a
fuck
better
off for
tagline than
nothing.
the one you came out with, Get Out.
Yes, that's true. They should use that.
FilmBusters.